Games journalists, often the bane of gamers. You would think they would write things that gamers would like. Evidently not. We'll take a look here. We got an article from The Gamer called Games Like Bloodborne Should Be Nicer to You When You Die. Really? These people are so soft. So, this is by Mr. Andrew King. Let's look at the beginning of this article. Has this happened to you? You're slowly making your way through Bloodborne's forbidden woods, carefully rolling to take out that sniper who loves to shoot you from the other side of the bridge, slicing your saw cleaver through his guts and then cautiously moving on. You softly step out along the forest trail, only to hear a mechanical clunk as a spiked log falls loose and swings down from the trees into your hunter. It kills you instantly. As you lie there dying, your echoes pulling on the cobblestone, you see two words appear on the screen. You died. In the ever-raging debate about whether Fromsoftware games are too difficult and or whether they should have an easy mode, a more important question is being overlooked. Namely, should these games hurt my feelings? So you can see where this is going, but it's not going where you think it's going. So for one, Fromsoftware games should not have a slider. If they were supposed to have a slider, Miyazaki would have put them in the game. The games are meant to be what they are. They're not for everybody, and that is fine. They're not Call of Duty. They're not Marvel Rivals. They are Fromsoftware games. It has its own identity. In fact, there's a whole genre of Souls games. Now, here's the bad thing. He comes in here and he starts talking about Silent Hill 2 and dying in that. And he goes through these things. And then he says, unfortunately, the truth is that Fromsoftware games aren't actually being mean. Well, what's the point of the article? What is the entire point of this article? He talks about Miyazaki and the team and laughing at each new player that falls through the trick. But he goes on and he talks about Wolfenstein, The New Order, and can I play daddy? And is this mean? Like I said, what is the point of this article? This is what games journalists do. Games journalists write nothing. Nothing. There is no substance of this. But you know what this article does? This brings up a game they've been writing a guide for, Revenge of the Savage Planet. Now, it's an indie game. I think it's on all consoles, and it's also on Steam. I looked at some stuff on Steam for it. Looks like a fine game. Has great reviews. It does not look like my cup of tea. I wouldn't play it. I don't see a lot of Fromsoftware players playing this game. I mean, you're using Bloodborne in the title, which is held pretty high among FromSoft players. Matter of fact, we're asking for a remake, a remaster. Please put it on PC. Sony, will you please do this, even though you're never going to do it? But this is their point. They're writing this entire article so that they can sell you another series of articles on a game that you're probably not playing, with Bloodborne pulling you in. Now, it's going to pull in more people when they see the Bloodborne title than talking about Fromsoftware games being mean. Now, here is the kicker at the end of this, and I'm telling you, this is so soft. This is softer than the inside of a baby's diaper after it's been used. It is so soft. Still, I wouldn't mind if a game started calling me handsome and smart. Would the Dark Souls game over screen saying, "You have not yet won, you special boy, but you will soon surely"? Really too much to ask? Look, I'm going to be completely frank. If a game said this to me on my desk screen, I would uninstall it. I'm a grown man. Even as a teenager, I would have turned this stuff off and uninstalled it. That's how I talk to my dog when I'm trying to train him. That's how you talk to your kid when you're trying to teach him. Maybe this is how his wife talks to him when he can't get to that special spot. But here's the problem. This is so super soft, no one's going to respect you at all. This is dumb. I can imagine this is what you're telling yourself while you're sitting in your chair in the corner watching your wife. That's the only thing I can feel about this. Now, I will say Andrew did a great job putting this together. When he describes the scenes, I can visualize them in my head. It puts me in the place. Congratulations on your student debt. But let's see what other people had to say about this. Caitlin here. Don't cry. Play Mario. 100%. Now, Tom here gets it correct. Or better yet, get thicker skin and don't get offended when a game tells you that you failed. Seriously, you call yourselves a bunch of gaming journalists, yet none of you can handle a game saying how bad you are. You can't handle games insulting you, you can't handle criticism from commenters, and you can't handle when a game company does something you don't like. Why are you even in this field of business if all you're going to do is show how upset you are over the smallest things? And this is 100% true. Games journalists can't take the critique back. They can give their critique, but they can't take it back. Look, you can leave a message down below saying I'm ugly, doing all these things. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. I'm a grown-ass man. Got David here. Games are not for you or you can't handle real games. Stick to the preschool VTech games. That's all you can handle. Now, I'm going to disagree with David here. Not everybody can play a FromSoft game. And as gamers age, you do lose reaction time. You do lose certain things like that. I have some nerve damage in my hand. It's really hard for me to M and K. It gets hard for me to play some games. I can play a FromSoftware game for a short amount of time or an extended amount of time. When my hand hurts, I stop. So you can't say what is a real game and what is not. Candy Crush Saga is just as much of a game as Bloodborne. If you're a games journalist, you are expected to be upheld to the top levels. You're supposed to be the mega nerd, the guru guy. You're writing guides for games. You should be able to do this, no problem. And I agree with a certain bald cockroach man on Reddit. I think that and Twitch that you should have to stream your gameplay of a game or have it recorded and put up on YouTube for the review you're giving. So we can see when you miss mechanics, when you completely miss things. You don't have to talk. Just show the gameplay. Hey, you might be able to make some money out of it. You never know. I think that would be good. But this thing about them being thin-skinned. Let's talk about this thing about them being thin-skinned. Mr. Andrew King has his socials here, and his Twitter is listed on here. Why are your posts protected, sir? Because you're scared of what people are saying about you and what they're saying about your articles? I understand if you're writing articles like this, it doesn't seem like your heart's in it. But Mr. Andrew King, of course, guess where else he is? He's also on Blue Sky. Oh, my Lord. Of course, he's on Blue Sky. Writer, features editor for The Gamer, formerly GameSpot, Polygon, and others. Well, there's a lot of former Polygon writers, and we've been watching that happen, and it's been pretty good.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
Here. Yes, we're being critical of the White House and deporting illegal immigrants. They broke a law. I'm a firm believer if you break a law, you should go to jail. Other tweet on here. Did he take it off? Oh, yes, Elon Musk. Going after Elon Musk. He just fits the stamp for a games journalist. He's probably not a free thinker. I'm sure he does whatever his wife tells him to do. This thing in a nutshell, using a popular game that has very hardcore fans as a platform to push your indie game that you're writing a guide for is the kind of shit we get pissed off at game journalists for. This, like I said, this is a super soft article. Andrew, you probably write pretty decently, but this isn't what you want to do. This is your job. This is what you have to do. And that's what's wrong with gaming. You have so many people that are doing this because it's their job. You're not laying pipe. You're not putting up drywall. You're not, doing things like this that are menial and don't mean anything to anybody. Video games, just like movies and television, have an emotional connection. They tell a story, and people don't like it when you talk trash about it. But that's what I got. Don't forget to like and subscribe.